everybody.
I'm Jessie.
And I am Maggie. Welcome to our podcast.
Two girls, one brain.
Not to be mistaken with Two Girls, One Cup.
Yikes. Immediate yikes.
I can't tell you how many times I've tried to tell people that our podcast is going to be two brains. Two girls, one brain, and I almost say two girls, one cup.
Yeah, you know, we could share a coffee. It'd be ironic.
That's
probably fucking trademarked.
Two Girls, One Cup?
Yeah. If I was in that, I would have, monetized immediately.
I don't exactly remember what it was. Did they poop? They pooped in cups? Did they eat it? What'd they do with the poop?
I never watched it. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
Your cup of poop.
It wasn't my cup of poop. I didn't really like that. Yeah, it was kind of shitty. And, it was probably low quality anyway. If you tried to watch that now on, a 4K screen, it's going to look like you're watching it on a 1.3 megapixel
I'm pretty sure
phone
it was
camera.
Eaten. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think they were eating it.
How do we know it was their actual poop?
I think it was coming out of their butthole.
Yeah, but I think, couldn't you just... Wait. I need you to call Cody and be like, hey, what was Two Girls, One Cup? And just let him respond and then be like, okay, thanks.
I'm really sad that I don't have this hooked up to Bluetooth, but I'll see what we can do. We'll see if he answers.
I feel like you could just put it on speaker and put it...
I'm gonna.
Wait, I feel like I should ask Zach first, because he might hear. Let me call.
You gonna call him?
Let me call my husband real quick. He'll probably ignore it.
What a first episode, man. We had plans, and it wasn't to talk about this, let me tell you.
Okay.
Oh, it's coming through nice and clear.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. He's playing that dumb game. He's not going to answer.
Hello?
Hey, what exactly was Two Girls, One Cup?
Ew.
What was it?
You're not actually asking me that, are you?
I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
It started out with two women, clearly lesbian, are making out, and everyone's like, oh, this is just your classic run-of-the-mill lesbian porno. And then next thing you know, the one poops in a cup.
Okay.
And then they take turns eating it.
Only one poops, though?
I think, that was my first, introduction to PTSD. I'm pretty sure my mind just purposely blocks out,
Hey, you watch it come out of her butthole, though, right?
What?
You did watch it come out of her butthole. She didn't, soft serve it, right?
Oh, no. Yeah, it looked like an actual, McDonald's Blizzard machine. You could see it all.
This is awful.
Okay, that's all I needed. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Please call Cody and see his reaction.
He's with his dad. He's going to be like, I can't tell you that right now.
That'll be even better.
Your call has been forwarded.
See if he does it again.
He probably doesn't have service if he's at his dad's.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Oh, he's trying to call me back. Okay.
Oh, good. This is fucking great.
Answer it. Hey.
So,
Can you explain to me how Two Girls, One Cup went?
I never watched it.
You never watched it?
From what I heard, it was two girls just shitting in cups and feeding it to each other or something.
What do you say, shooting it through each other?
Feeding it to each other? Is that what you said?
Yeah, actual poop.
Yeah, actual poop.
Yeah, they're shitting into a cup and it was I don't know. I never saw it, but I heard it was fucking disgusting.
Zach was like, this is my favorite porno, and
Disgusting.
Cody was like, absolutely not.
Eating shit? What the fuck?
Okay. Well, that's all I needed.
Are you guys you're not doing that, right? Fuck.
That's our first episode. What do you mean?
Why are you asking?
We're talking about it right now.
That's disgusting. You shouldn't talk about that. You're not gonna have any followers.
Well, the problem, Cody, is that every time Maggie tries to explain the name of our podcast, Two Girls, One Brain, she almost says Two Girls, One Cup, so. Okay. I love you.
Bye.
Bye.
So this is not Two Girls, One Cup. It's Two Girls, One Brain. Very similar, but not at all.
Same moniker. Not the same.
Hopefully same monetization as well.
I mean, for different reasons, it'd be cool if we could become that famous, you know? I hate this so far.
I was trying to think how old I was when it came out.
I remember being in like 8th grade, maybe.
Oh, it was probably like...
You were little. Too little to know about it.
No, I knew about it. But I had siblings.
Yeah.
Like older siblings, so
it
maybe...
also stuck around for like... Well, here we are, what? 20 years later, basically.
When did Two Girls, One Cup?
Probably like 04, 06. Maybe even...
2007.
Oh, God.
So it was 62 minutes long.
Yeah, porn is usually that long.
How long are you eating poop for? How much poop do you have? Did you not poop for days?
I don't want to talk about it.
You know, I might be able to do that because I don't poop for days.
That's a whole different issue that we need to address.
My tummy problems, my tub hurts.
I thought that perhaps you've increased your dietary fiber.
I have. I probably poop like 3 times a week now instead of once.
I mean, that's better, but you're absolutely full of shit. Literally and metaphorically.
Well, guess what? I could be famous because of it, so.
I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna work that way.
You don't think if I shit in a cup right now and ate it, someone would watch it? Let me go to extralunchmoney.com.
This cannot be our first episode. We cannot release this first. This has to be a Patreon exclusive. We can't say these things.
I feel like we have to. We have to tell them. Because when you think of Two Girls, One, that's what comes to mind.
Depends on how innocent your life has been lived. Chances are if you're here...
You're not innocent.
You're
by any
not.
means. So, I feel like, just... facing the problem head on is probably the best idea. We're not shitting in cups.
No.
That's...
Now that we've got that out of the way, we could definitely
move on.
We could definitely move on.
Okay.
I'm going to have to tell my mom to skip the first, 16 minutes of this.
Mom, if you ever listen, I'm so sorry. You're going to be so disappointed in what you've raised.
She knows. It's fine.
Does she know?
She kissed a homeless man once. It's okay.
She did. I'm hoping that I'm kind of hoping it happens again in April when we go.
So we went to Vegas for Maggie's bachelorette party.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it's just a packed street, and her mom kind of turned fast, and there was a homeless man, and contact was made, and...
With his shoulder. We have to say that it was with his shoulder. We can't just think that my mom tongued a homeless man.
Ew.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, that was night 1, wasn't it? It was the first night we were out, and I was like, oh dear.
That was after the fire alarm got called in the escape room, right?
Yeah, because we were waiting for my sister to come. My sister will probably also be wildly offended that I talked about Two Girls, One Cup.
She would be offended by that.
She probably won't like it.
Well, we can make a caveat. Please skip the first however many minutes if you don't want to hear about why we're not Two Girls, One Cup.
Okay, anyways. Yeah, I want to talk about the Fyre Festival.
Yeah, we're diving right in.
I want to dive into
stuff.
the Fyre Festival. So if you guys don't know, the Fyre Festival was supposed to be something similar to Coachella?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I've never been to Coachella, so I don't know.
It's just a big music festival.
Yeah, so it was in 2017, Billy McFarland, who was he was rich for...
Scams.
Something with a credit card company. He had a credit card company of some, which
It gave like special benefits to members.
Exclusive parties.
Yeah, they had like some bizarre penthouse thing or something.
It was really weird. Side note, he was like not necessarily friends with, but him and Anna Delvey.
Which is a whole different
thing that we need to get into at some point. They partied together back in those days. So
Anna Delvey is also a scam artist.
Well, yeah.
Well, in case the listeners don't know, she was also a scam artist. You don't have to get into what she was doing, but...
Inventing Anna. Check it out. I think it's on Netflix. Anyway, so 2017, Billy McFarland starts to plan this really, really big music festival, and Ja Rule was part of it as well. I don't know... He was helping him, like, promote things. I don't know if he was part of the planning process, but he was helping him a lot. It was in Exuma, Bahamas. There's, like, a trillion things to say about this, honestly. But
the biggest thing in my mind immediately is always that Ja Rule was not relevant any longer.
once it crashed.
Even at that point, when they started, Ja Rule was, like, not a thing in 2017. He was not a thing in 2010.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? Like,
he had the money. I'm wondering if he... Well, no, Billy McFarland had his own money.
He was... I don't know. Who knows? I don't want to shit talk him. Maybe he was trying to become relevant again. Maybe he just was bored.
Maybe he's listening right now.
It just, like, wasn't... Like, for Billy McFarland to choose him just doesn't seem like... Like, there could have been more popular people he could have, like, tried to get in with. You know what I mean?
You know, that's another topic I need to research is how did they become friends? Because they were, like, friends. They, like... They went on vacations together.
That's
and
so
whatnot.
weird.
So,
and Billy McFarland is just your average, like,
Joe Schmo.
Desired to be a finance bro.
Yeah.
Like, not anything
really wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I also want to say one of the Jenners promoted this.
Well,
Hailey Bieber promoted this.
Sort of.
They were in the promotional videos, and they
did those, like, they did the, like, blocks
swimming with
on
the pigs.
Well, the blocks on Instagram.
Yes,
so everybody did, like, what, like a red block or something on Instagram that was, like, going to be involved.
Yeah, they did something like, I totally forgot about that, but yes, you're right, that did happen.
It came off as big time legitimate because of all of this.
Yeah, because I mean, if you see a Jenner saying this is gonna be the most fun party in the world, you should come, and you can actually go. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't you? Mm-hmm. But they did the promotional. There were, like, promotional videos and stuff. Which, that is how. So Billy McFarland was supposed to buy Pablo Escobar's island in the Bahamas, and in the actual bill of sale, it was noted that he cannot promote it as Pablo Escobar's island. That was part of the contract.
Mm-hmm. And of course he fucking did.
The fucking trailer for the whole thing said, like, the opening, within the first, like, 5 seconds, it said, previously, Pablo Escobar's island. So guess what? He didn't get the island. Because the sale didn't go through because he's a fucking idiot. So...
They could have just probably waited until the sale ended.
Yeah.
At the very least.
I mean, he probably could have got, like, sued for it later, but, like, he still would have had the island.
Right.
So anyways, he planned this, really big festival. I believe it was, like, Green Day was supposed to be there, or Blink-182.
I think it was Blink-182.
There was a lot of, like, artists that used to be popular, but also current artists of 2017 that were supposed to be there. Well,
I can't think of a single person that was supposed to be there that was going to perform. I know they all backed out. I can't remember any of them. Total failure, by the way. Complete failure.
Yeah. Anyways. So, he put out the set list, who was going to be there and whatnot. And then some of these artists started tweeting back to him, and they were like, you never even asked us to do this. Like, we have no contract with you whatsoever. We don't even know what this is. We're not going. So that's how, like, people started to, like, think, maybe this is scammy, but also, maybe it's a joke. So Billy McFarland gets to the Bahamas. He finds, it's like a big piece of land that's just, like, dirt.
It basically looked like
dirt and concrete.
Like a parking lot.
Yeah.
We learned about that, and I can see the moment that they show it to you, and it's like
fenced in. There's like big fencing around it.
It was like underdeveloped land.
I said, when I was explaining it to someone, I said it looked like there used to be a mall there and they just like took it down and then that's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. So the tickets ranged from $500 to, so different places are telling me different things. So I can't say exactly how much the highest ticket was, but some of those tickets also included airfare. Like the 500 you just attended and that's that. But some of them included airfare. Some of them were like, I believe what the internet told me. They were like $250,000 for one ticket, but that included airfare. You stayed on a private yacht with like celebrities. I don't really know how you can like say you're buying time with celebrities essentially, but that's like what it was. They were staying on a private yacht with celebrities. They got fine dining with it, which doesn't happen. BT dubs. Anyways.
Big failure, by the way. I don't know if we mentioned.
Oh my God. So it's the night before. Billy McFarland also decided that he didn't want to spend money on toilets. So he got like 60 porta potties for thousands of people to share porta potties. You pay $12,000 for a ticket and you get a porta potty. Have fun.
You're also supposed to have like some of the tickets were like luxury camping, like
Yeah.
when glamping was kind of like a big thing at that point, and you would have these like yurts, like luxury yurts that were gonna have like beds and stuff.
Yeah, that's what the tents
That's
became.
not what people fucking rolled up on.
Well, some of them also included villas. He was going to Airbnb them. And the weekend that he was having this festival, there was some holiday in the Bahamas.
I think it's a race.
He waited until like the month before to try to rent them out.
Yeah,
They were all rented.
Mind you, like the closer and closer that they got to this, none of the artists, the performers, were being paid. So they were slowly like pulling out closer and closer to the date.
The ones that he actually contacted. And the ones that he didn't contact were like, we're still not coming, by the way. BT dubs, still not coming. The Fyre Festival is like forever one of my favorite things to talk about and
The Exuma
watch.
Regatta. It's a Bohemian sailing race. Yeah.
Okay.
At the same island. The same exact island.
So all the Airbnbs were gone.
No hotels.
No.
Food was... They were already...
He never fucking hired a caterer.
What did they have? I forget. They rolled up and there were sandwiches.
Yeah,
I think.
so I feel really bad. This lady owned her own restaurant in the Bahamas. She she actually used her entire retirement fund to feed all of these people because Billy McFarland essentially was like, hey, they're going to starve. I need food. I'll pay you back. Over $50,000 this woman used from her own money to feed all of these people. And I gotta give her credit because I'd be like, payment up front or no. Sorry, you should murder on your end, not mine.
She's just being kind.
She was being such a good person. He never paid her back. Over $50,000 gone. And their gourmet meals and luxury food was cheese sandwiches. And I believe there was a tomato on it too.
Tomato cheese.
A tomato and cheese sandwich. So
the footage of this is incredible.
Oh my gosh.
Like you go and watch the clips of people arriving here and people are just like, once they realize that this shit is not happening the way it's supposed to happen, it's like a free for all. People just start like going and taking tents and the air mattresses, like it's crazy.
Yeah, so the night before this was supposed to go down, people did arrive. No, people arrived the day. So there were 2 days that people were arriving. I think that it was exclusive access came the first day. It was just like a big party. And then the second day is when all of the guests come. The first day, the night before, they had a terrible, almost like hurricane storm. So all of the tents that were set out, all of the mattresses, they put like rugs in these tents to make them luxury. That makes them luxury. Everything is soaked.
Yeah.
Tents are broken. Mattresses are soaked. Also, the water got stuck in customs.
Yeah, there was no bottled water.
Yeah, because he owed like $1 million.
Yeah.
And he just couldn't pay it.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that like one of his the people who worked for him did a sexual favor to get it out of customs.
I think you're right, actually.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he was...
Don't quote us.
Yeah, no, I know. Actually, I know, because that scene is like playing in my head where he's like, I didn't know what else to do, and I couldn't let this be a failure, so I did it.
That's
For
oh
like,
my gosh, I totally forgot that was a thing.
And that wasn't even his company.
Yeah.
He was just a worker. So anyways, the Fyre Festival, so it's actually nicknamed the greatest party that never happened, which is really funny.
Because it did look like absolute ballin'.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that like I might want to go to, but there's too many people. If I was a people person, that would be really fun.
Yeah.
Especially knowing that all of these celebrities, I mean, they flat out were like, we're going to party with you. Not like we have our own exclusive place. We're going to party with you and we're going to have fun. And these are really big, popular figures. So yeah, that never happened. And Billy McFarland, eventually, he went to jail for it. It's still, I tried to research this for such a long time yesterday. I still don't know if he paid people back. In 2021, there was an article saying that he was paying $7,000 per like high-end person to pay them back. But then I saw another article in 2022 that said he was paying everyone $281 back, which doesn't even cover the smallest ticket available. But anyways,
I mean, you paid for an experience, and you sure as hell got one.
Well, they also said that they were having private, how do you get from one place to another? Private,
like a shuttle?
Yeah, but like a luxury name. Private transfers.
Oh,
so you got private transfers. It was a school bus, a literal school bus.
I think everybody was on the same thing.
If you guys haven't looked this up, you really need to just like YouTube it, because a lot of people documented the entire thing. Because this is 2017, everyone has social media, everyone has phones with cameras, most people have iPhones. There's so much documentation out there, like just videos of random people that are like, yeah, so this is what it looked like, this is what happened.
And like when they got there too, like the stage was like one partially, I don't want to say destroyed, but it was like in mega disarray because of the storm or whatever that happened. And then like it wasn't, someone was supposed to perform in that in like hours basically, and it was not at all set up.
There was also something to do with like, I think he wanted all of the bands to bring their own speakers and shit.
Yeah, like your setup stuff, yeah.
But he didn't have any of that. I don't know.
I mean, I don't remember if they had power. Anyway, there are two.
No, he was like extension cording power into tents so they could charge their phones.
I mean, that's no surprise, truly.
Oh my god, it was so bad. It was.
There were
so
two.
bad.
So there's two documentaries.
Yes,
like official documentaries. One on Netflix. One on Hulu, or was on Hulu.
It was either Hulu or Prime because I don't have anything else. There's one called Fyre Festival and the other one is called Fyre, the greatest party that never happened. I believe that's the name of them. I've watched both of them at least 4 times. They're so good. I'll probably watch it later today, honestly.
I watched one of them. We might have watched both of them at my house during COVID, but I don't remember.
Yeah, that was...
But you bring this all up because...
Oh, yeah, so I bring this all up because anytime I am feeling bad about myself or I feel like I am just, like, not financially well, I just look up Billy McFarland's net worth and it's negative $26 million. So, like...
So this whole backstory is to say, if you're feeling bad...
If you feel
you're
like,
not Billy McFarland.
Yeah, if you feel like you're not making it in the world and you're having trouble paying bills, just remember that Billy McFarland is worth negative millions and millions and millions of dollars. And he once was a millionaire.
He could have done so many things right, and instead he just did them all wrong.
Well, he tried to plan this whole thing in like 6 months.
What about Fyre Festival 2?
Yeah, so that's coming out, Fyre Festival 2, if anyone is interested.
Is Billy... I don't know anything about Fyre Festival 2. Other than, I think we all thought it was a joke originally, but now it appears as though maybe it's not a joke.
Yeah,
Is he in charge of it?
Oh, yeah.
Is Ja Rule involved?
No.
Did Ja Rule go to jail too?
No, Ja Rule got nothing, and I'm still so confused on that. And I also feel like I know that, like, I don't know. I feel like almost the celebrities that, like, promoted it should also have some kind of backlash from it. Not, like, go to jail or, like, be...
Not like the Red Square people, but like Ja Rule, who was like deeply in the backing of this.
Yeah. He should have had something.
He played dumb.
Yeah, Billy McFarland. What a... Yeah, Fyre 2 tickets, I think they start at $2,500.
So he's in charge of it though. Like
Yes.
he is doing this. Who, honestly, who would go?
So,
Like, why would you agree to go at this point, knowing...
wait. Ticket prices range from $1,400 to $1.1 million.
Nothing about this is a good idea. This is a giant scam. I can't believe that
Fyre
this
Festival 2 is a music festival that's scheduled to take place April 25th through the 28th of this year on a private island in Mexico. He's probably banned from the Bahamas for the rest of his life.
I wouldn't be surprised. I can't believe that they didn't ban him from trying to do this again.
So,
Because this isn't, like, the Fyre Festival isn't his first scam. Like, the credit card thing was a little bit of a scam, too.
it is scammy. It was scammy. Join the wait list?
No.
So
Here she goes to join the wait list.
I did join the wait list a really long time ago when I first heard about it because he didn't release anything. And then the last time I looked, I actually sent the site. I sent it to my brother because him and I have talked a lot about this. And I was like, have fun because you have the money to go. I don't, but you do. And he's like, this guy is kind of, and it made me look at this a lot differently. He's kind of a genius. If people are stupid enough to pay you money when they know you're an absolute failure, who are you to say no?
I mean, kind of swinging back to the 2 girls, 1 cup thing. I kind of feel the same way about like OnlyFans and stuff. I don't want to dive too far into that, but like, if you're dumb enough to pay for this stuff, who am I to be like preventing you?
Absolutely. Yeah. So kind of a genius because he does know how to promote things, even if they're not real. He knows how to make people think that they're having a wonderful experience and pay him hundreds or thousands or fucking millions of dollars.
He's actually a magician. He's a wizard.
I wonder if I can see him when I'm in Vegas. He's probably performing.
He's a lot of illusions.
He'll be like, I'm gonna make time flop by snapping my finger. Okay, he's gonna be like, Fyre Festival 2, ready? You missed it. You were there.
Oh my god,
it was a great time. The memory will come back in probably 10 years. No problem.
Yikes! You'll see something on YouTube once, and trigger it for you.
I kind of have PTSD from that, from watching how much that happened. Which takes me back to when I bought us plane tickets and they were fake.
Okay, so for Maggie's sister's bachelorette party, we went to Nashville. And, honestly, like, that was the first time I think that we had a bad experience with you purchasing travel things. That's not the last time. I'm pretty sure that things went wrong with you getting travel stuff. But you got these tickets. You had, like, no record of them. And we're not even still sure to this day if the money was removed from your account or not.
So
because you
organized.
You have so many accounts and credit cards.
Yeah.
But we're standing at the ticket counter, and the lady's like, yeah, no, you're not. You don't have those. We are not here in the system at all. And we're like, well, do you have any? And I'm like preparing to drive.
It was a real flight.
It was
What we paid for it was a real flight.
Yeah, it was a real flight. It just, somehow we didn't get the tickets. It didn't happen. I don't even know what website you ordered them from or how it happened. But I was ready to drive, and you were not ready for that. I had no problem. It was like an 8-hour drive. I was like, all right, let's go. That's fine. Thank God, though. Huh?
We were driving my car.
Yeah.
You puked on the way.
I get car sick. That's a whole different thing we can get into. Luckily, there were 2 tickets on said flight.
There was exactly 2 tickets left.
It's like we were reserved, but not for some reason. Yeah.
We were also, I like to get to the airport 2 hours early. My stepdad has taught me to be a freak with timing, so I like to be there very early in case something happens.
Something like this.
Yeah. So we were also a half hour behind. Like, we were only there an hour and a half before we were supposed to board.
I'm pretty sure we had to run
We did.
to the flight.
Because then it took another half hour to get those tickets, and we
Yeah.
still had to go through security.
Yeah.
We
It
ran.
wasn't. That's not. I don't find our airport to be outrageous to get through either, because they usually open the second security.
Yeah.
Like, it's very easy to get through. It's pretty straightforward once you, like,
I don't think it's ever taken me more than like a half hour.
yeah, it doesn't take long at all. It's pretty swift.
But then our plane was halfway across the United States for us to run to.
Yeah, I think it was like at the very
year.
end. The very end of one of the terminals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a terrible time. Now I'm not allowed to buy plane tickets with Jesse. I still buy them for my husband, so.
And if you guys don't make it to your destination, that's fine.
Zach doesn't even want to go half the time. He's like, I hope you didn't get the right plane tickets.
It's like, can we just stay home?
Yeah. He's like, we have a full week off and we're leaving? What? He gets
Mind
so
you, he
upset.
only, every other week, he works 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so
he has a whole week at home anyway.
So
Every
he
other
works
week.
14 days a month.
Yeah. So does my husband, which is really funny.
I know, because when Zach was on night shift, I'm like, we see our husbands the same amount of time at this point.
Yeah.
Like, in passing, Zach and I would say hi and bye, but when he was on those 5 day, like, when he worked 5 days a week, he had off Wednesday, Thursday, and I work. I work Monday through Thursday. So, like, I would see him in passing, but we wouldn't actually get time together. So, we had essentially, like, a very similar schedule for a while. Good thing he's on day shift now.
Yeah, mine's still 14 on, 14 off.
Yeah, but, like, I like it that way because when Cody's home, I don't even know if you're still alive.
It's very distracting.
Well, this round, you've been awful.
He's a very he likes me right now for some reason. I don't know. We've spent the last, like,
I hope he doesn't next time.
how long have we been together?
9?
8? Since 16. I don't know. Suddenly he really likes me and, like, wants to, like, interact with me a lot. So who am I to say no? I mean, this is what I've been hoping for my whole life.
Well, as your best friend, it's real shitty. It's not fun.
Yeah, it's just that, like, at the end of the day when you're getting off work, oh my God. At the end of the day when you're getting off work and we're like, Emma gets home from school, we start making dinner. Like, I'm actively involved in the dinner making and the tending to Emma and the feeding the dogs, and the time from like 4 to like 7 just like flies by for me. And for me to like switch modes, like my brain is in like that coasting till bedtime.
Your brain cell.
Yeah, the one cell in my brain
Yeah.
that's left most of the time is like coasting on that mode. And for me to like flip over and try to answer texts and then go back to doing that, it's like I'm short circuiting. Like I stand there and I'm like, to try to get my brain to reroute again.
Normally, you're pretty good at it. I will say you've gotten so much better within the past, like, 3 years.
Well, I don't have business. Well, I don't know. Now I have all this sort of stuff floating around in my head. But for a while there, I like didn't have business stuff floating around in my head too, which really helped me be able to like function like a person.
But, like, when you're doing this kind of stuff, you can still text me back. Like, you don't get so distracted and so engulfed in it that I don't hear from you for 4 hours, and then you're like, hey, sorry, I was dying. You know, like, this stuff, at least, it doesn't drain you so much that you can actually process when I say, hello.
Yeah, I mean, the difference is that, like, when I was running a business, and you probably feel this way now, like, there's so much riding on you. So even when you're not thinking about, like, even if it's enjoyable stuff, you're still,
It's in the back of your head.
it's stressful to worry about, this is how I make my money.
Yeah.
And that weight alone is, like, a lot, I think. Even it's like when you have a tag that's like scratching you all the time. You're like, it's fucking taking away from all my energy.
Overstimulation at its finest.
Speaking of overstimulation, I have to say that I learned recently, probably within the last like 6 months or so, that leggings cause me to feel overstimulated and get grouchy.
Like all leggings?
Yeah. Well, except for I have like one pair of like, honestly, what I would consider more like long underwear style leggings that are just like thermal, but they're not like super tight. And they're not spandex.
Yeah.
They're like a cottony material, and they're like somewhat loose with like a little bit of an elastic at the top. And I wear those under stuff to keep warm. But like, I think skinny jeans and leggings caused me to have like 100 times more irritability than I ever needed to have.
I feel that way when I eat too much pasty.
Well, your belly's swollen and like stuff pressing on
and it
you.
like is pulling on it.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, when I take off my leggings, I feel like I'm a cartoon where my belly like flops out. And I'm like,
That's how I feel most of the time. Because my belly is always swollen.
yeah,
Always.
Leggings are normally like my go-to thing, but recently it has overstimulated me. Oh my god. I gotta tell you before this passes. I didn't tell you the other night. So I think it was it was 2 nights ago. I got done from work. It was Wednesday because I did a bunch of haircuts that day, and I could feel the hair stuck in my shirt, in my sweatpants. It was so irritating. So I took all my clothes off. I felt better. I got in the shower and I felt like someone stabbed my arm. It hurt so bad. I look over and there's just a hair poking out. Like, it was almost like a bullseye, like how deep it was in my thing. And then I took it out and I was fine. But that hurt really bad.
I don't think that everybody knows what a hair splinter is.
Oh my god. So
I didn't know what hair splinters were until we started being friends. And honestly, not even initially. It was a couple years in until you told me about these.
They're not great. Well, I think that the most irritating spot is my boobs when I get, like, if I'm wearing a low-cut shirt and then hair goes down there, or even, like, this, it'll go down there somehow when I'm flinging my arms around telling a story or something. So imagine a splinter, but it is so tiny. Think of, like, a strand of hair. And it goes way deeper than normal splinters do because it's so tiny and you don't even know it's there. So it gets pushed in deeper for the most part. I normally have to take tweezers and tweeze it out. And that, it hurts so bad. I would rather, I guess depending on the area, but I would rather stub my toe most of the time. They're hard to get out. And it's not like you can necessarily, if it's a blonde hair, and
It's like getting a tiny sliver of glass, but not hard, so it's harder to like feel it.
like that cactus I got in my hand at Disney.
Dude, cactuses.
I didn't think it was real.
You didn't think the cactus was real?
Don't you remember I texted you and I was like, so I fucked up. I touched a cactus. Didn't think it was real. It was. I can't, like, my thumb hurt so bad. You were like, do you have a Band-Aid? And that's what I ended up doing. I took a Band-Aid, I put it over top, and then I ripped it off and it came out.
Is that what I told you to do? I'm so smart. Yeah, you should. Yeah, to like tape over it to pull them out and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't think that. I honestly, honest to God, I was like, look at that cactus. I've never seen a cactus. Like, it's so cute. And I touched it and then I was like, holy fuck, that hurt. And it was stuck.
Awful.
There were like 4, but I got all of them except for one.
When I was a child, I've told you this story, but when I was a child, I think my mom still has this cactus. It grew in a pot, and then she put it out on the back porch, and sometimes the front porch, depending on where she wanted to move it, I guess. In the summertime, it lived in the bathroom in the winter, and I backed into it, like, with my butt. I was probably, like, 3.
You were naked.
Or 4.
You were a naked baby.
I know. I think I was wearing a swimsuit.
Oh, okay.
And I backed into it, and I had to, like, lay there, and they used tweezers to like rip all of these things. And I distinctly remember the next day my butt was so sore. Like I was sitting in front of the TV at my grandparents' house and my butt was so sore. I think the next day I felt fine.
You were like, ouch, my butt.
Yeah, basically
My butt
all
hurts.
freaking day. I was like, this is awful.
Yeah, my thumb was sore for a few days.
Yeah.
That was not a great time.
Cactuses are terrible. I would rather take one of those big, huge, hard, spiky cactuses than the ones that are made like hair.
I've only seen one in person. It was at Disney.
So some
was a small
cactuses
one.
have like bigger spines or like really big spikes.
Like porcupines.
Yeah, like porcupines. But some are like hairs. Like they're so fine. And that's what I backed into. The one I backed into was like little tiny hairs.
Yeah, so was this one that
Yeah.
I did.
Awful. I'd rather get poked by a porcupine, Quill, honestly.
Porcupines are one of the scariest animals, in my opinion.
Why?
Well, you know, my husband says that they don't just like shoot their
They
clothes at you.
don't.
I disagree.
How?
I don't know. If I see a porcupine, I'm running. Like, I'm going to try to make friends with that bear. But that porcupine, fuck that thing.
Porcupines. You know, porcupines are like. Okay. Okay. If you're like in a survival situation, porcupines are super slow. And you can like run right up on them and catch them. So you can eat them very easily if you needed to eat them.
No.
Like other animals will, like, I guess not possums, but I don't know if you want to eat a possum.
Turtle. Turtles are slow.
Not really. Have you ever been chased by a snapping turtle? Because I have.
Dude, no.
They're actually pretty quick.
No, I've never been chased.
Imagine that. Imagine a turtle. Okay, you think it's going to be slow, and then it goes.
That's...
It's run right up on you. Sounds awful, huh? I think they only short burst, though. I don't think they, like, run fast.
Zach won't let me get a pet turtle.
Cody won't let us get an axolotl.
Cody won't let you do anything. Ever.
Remember when I told him? Remember when I was like feeling like I should get a puppy like a couple weeks ago?
Didn't he tell you to buy a hoodie or
He
something?
told me to buy a sweater instead. But he every time I mention it, sometimes he's like hard no, and sometimes he's like, we shouldn't do that. It's like a real soft no. Like if I pushed a little harder,
You could get it.
yeah, but I'm the one that has to take care of it all the time, and I don't want a puppy.
Well, most of the things that Zach says no to for me, they're pretty much... I don't agree with it, but like I'm gonna do it because you want to. So that makes it harder for me to like decline a puppy, because even though my husband says no, I know that if I bring a puppy in here tomorrow, he's gonna be like, I love it. This is my new best friend.
That's exactly how Cody would be.
Yeah. Well, no, sometimes Cody gives you a hard no.
Yeah, but if I brought a puppy home,
Yeah.
is that man really going to say no?
He's gonna say no and then like,
He's gonna pick it up and look at it.
you're cute, but now. Slams it on the ground.
He's not gonna do that.
I mean, no.
If a puppy showed up in our backyard, he would be like, no, and then just take it inside and love it anyway.
We could set this up.
I know that we don't need another dog. An animal in an aquarium. Okay, I have a fucking hermit crab that somebody got me. My mother-in-law bought us a hermit crab like 5 years ago.
One hermit crab?
Yes.
You've had 3 though.
No, but she bought us one.
I thought she bought you 2.
She bought us one.
Lucky one,
He's
lucky
still
2.
alive.
Lucky.
Lucky.
Lucky one?
So then we bought, yes, lucky one. And then we bought another one because the internet said they should not be left alone. It killed that
Internet's a
one.
liar.
And then we bought a second one later on.
Which was lucky 2 too.
Yes. And that one also died. Yeah, we're pretty sure that one was killed as well by Lucky. So because of Lucky's tendencies, we just don't
Fucking murder.
Anyway, long story short, an animal in a cage like that, I made Lucky a beautiful habitat. He gets to enjoy his life there. It's great. Very self-sustaining, right?
Yeah.
An axolotl, if we wanted to get one, like you put it in an aquarium, we take care of it. But like dogs are in your stuff and they can poop on the floor. They require training. I don't have to train my hermit crab to do anything.
I mean, yeah. Last night I was thinking, as I was looking at my dogs, like, 3's a good number. Like, my dogs are pretty good together. All 3 of them, they do pretty well together. And I was like, I would probably trade Chanel if I could, because that's not the kind of dog that I want. And then I was like, you know what? Jessie has 3. You did have 3 dogs. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
I'm so sorry.
She died like a week ago or a year ago. A year ago, like this week.
So
she might have-
Jessie had 3 dogs and she has a child. And I was like, you know what? If Jessie can handle 3 dogs and a child, I feel like I can handle 4 dogs. And I started to convince myself last night, like, maybe I should get another dog.
It was a year ago. It was a year ago, 6 days ago.
That was heartbreaking. I'm
Let's
sure
not
that
get
you
into it.
didn't have a good time either, but let's talk about me.
Yes, Maggie, how hard was it for you to lose my dogs?
When Jessie put her dog down, she got to do it in her house because we have the most incredible vet in the entire world. And Jessie asked me to come over for her daughter in case she didn't want to be in the room. So she like had supervision. And her daughter's young, okay? Like she can't really process that type of emotion as far as like she was sad, but she wasn't like crying like an adult would. And I'm in the room with her daughter, and her daughter's just like doodadding around, and I'm like holding back tears. I'm like, this is the saddest day of my life. We got to say goodbye. Her daughter and I got to go in the room after she was put down and said goodbye. And I I cried a lot when I left your house because it was like the saddest thing in the entire world. I feel like I'm gonna cry now, like tears in my eyes. But yeah, Jessie putting her dog down was really traumatic for me. That was really rude of you to do to me.
Oh boy. Yeah. I only spent like months of my life being concerned if my dog would be mad at me in the afterlife. Still gotta talk to a pet psychic about
I'm still
that.
pretty sure that she came to my house like a few days later because Oakley was pretty pissed.
Well, the next morning, the lights flickered. They never flickered before. It still happens. I still think it's hard living in the lamp.
You know, every once in a while, I need to make it clear that we believe in ghosts here. Just so people know. Okay? Every once in a while, when weird things happen, it does pop in my brain that maybe it was Opie visiting me, and why the fuck would Opie come and like, I loved her. Don't get me wrong. She was a good dog, and we hung out a lot, but, like, I have relatives that have passed. I've had my own, like, childhood dogs that have passed, and instead of thinking, like, oh, you know, maybe that's my grandma, I'm like, it's fucking Opie. Like, why is that my first thought?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I assume that all of the weird goings on inside my house at this point are Opie. And I don't think I would think that if it wasn't for the fact that she, like, the morning after, I walk in the kitchen and the lights flicker, and that never happened the whole time we lived in that house. And then I walk into the laundry room and the same thing happens.
Do you think that she pulled the plug out of my wall?
She just pops the wax melter right out the wall.
My husband and I were talking in bed the one day, and we look over, and my wax melter that I have in my bedroom, that we have in our bedroom, just popped out of the wall, like the socket and everything came out. And my husband like walked over to it and looked at it, and then just walked away. And I was like, "You gonna plug it back in, or like we gonna talk about it?" And he's like, "It didn't fucking happen," and left the room. Maybe that was Opie.
It could have been. She's like, actually, I am here with my farts.
I was gonna say,
you cannot have a wax melter because you need to smell me.
You need to smell my farts instead of this wax melter.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's so gross to say that out loud, really, but she was so stinky.
She was the stinkiest.
Well, she had like...
You had to cover her with a blanket when she would sleep with us. You would cover her butt.
You gotta insulate that. You gotta keep it under wraps.
Yeah, but like what happens when the blanket comes off? I was always sleeping when the blanket came off, so was it torturous?
I think there's like diffusion of molecules,
and that's what happened.
Yeah, like it concentrates and then it like diffuses, and it, I would assume, permeates the blanket slowly.
There's actually holes burnt in that blanket from her stank.
Probably. She was so stinky. She's a good girl.
She was a good girl.
Yes.
She had one bad thing about her, and it wasn't even like, it was that she didn't want other dogs in her house, and that's not even a bad thing. It just was difficult.
You know what's wild is that when she was a puppy, we would go to like dog parks, and in fact, when she was 3, 4, I lived with a friend that fostered dogs, and she played with all of the other dogs and had no problem. Like, we lived with 5 dogs there, and she had no problems with them. It wasn't until she just got older that she like became super dog aggressive.
I think that she probably became very protective of you, given she's been with you through a lot of struggles.
Yeah, we moved. She lived in like.
She lived in Texas.
I lived in
right?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We lived in 10 different houses together in the span of her life.
She was in Texas with you, right?
I got her in Texas. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like that was...
Yeah, we lived in 10 different places over her 12-year life.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Within Oakley's like 6 months of me having him, like the first 6 months I lived in 4 different places. Poor guy, he never knew where he was supposed to go to tell me he had a potty. No idea. He's just like, is it this door? Is it this door? Where the fuck am I? How do I get outside? Mom, this is so confusing. Although he will still pee on plants. He peed on a plant at your house one time.
He did?
Yeah. You knew. Because you were like, what the fuck is he doing? And I was like, to be fair, like, those are outside.
Wonder what plant I had.
That's why I won't get any. It was on
Probably
the floor.
like an elephant ear or something.
It was a big plant. That's why I
they're
won't
my
get plants
studio
like that
plants,
for my
probably.
house, because he peed on that before.
You know why I won't get plants for my house?
Because they take over your bathroom and then
They
you don't have a fucking
die.
bathroom. Oh, they die.
So they die. The only plants that I've been able to keep alive, I have snake plants, which are notoriously impossible to kill. I water them once a year, maybe. And then I have a ZZ plant, which is also really, really, really hard to die, or really hard to kill, I mean. And then I have 4 pothos or philodendron. I don't know what they are. The heart-shaped leaf long things that vine out everywhere. Someone will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, not me.
I have 4 varieties of them, and they just don't die. I've had one for like 6 years, which is incredible.
Yeah, if you're ever at Jessie's house and
It lives in my
someone's-
shower.
Yeah, if someone's using her main bathroom and you have to pee, she does have another bathroom. However, it's normally not freaking accessible because there's 19 plants. Well, they're normally in the bathtub.
They're in the
So
bathtub.
if you have to shower and you
We
can't go
don't
in-
use that shower. That's kind of like, we don't use it. We all use, so.
No, the plants use the fucking shower.
Yeah,
That's the plant
live,
shower.
The plants live on the shower curtain rod. They're all hanging baskets, and they
Well, they
live
used to
there.
not be hanging baskets, and they would just
I
sit
sat them in the bottom of the bathtub.
in
Yeah,
your bathtub.
yeah. You know why they don't sit in the bottom of the bathtub now?
No? You gonna tell me?
Yeah, I am, because the plunger is used so often in my house, and to rinse it in the bathtub, that's what happens. So I can't have the plants in the bottom of the bathtub because the plunger has to go there.
I don't think I needed to know that.
I thought you were more than aware.
No, it's been a really long time since I've been in your other bathroom.
I haven't complained to you in recent history about everyone fucking clogging my toilets. It's not me.
Yeah, it's not everyone. It's not everyone.
It's everybody else in my house. It's not me.
I thought it was solely Cody.
No, it's both of them. This is a genetic
Trait that hasn't passed down?
yes.
Oh no.
It is so. Oh my god. I could go on and on.
That
I
would
was
be really
so
annoying.
angry. I just want to pee. You know. I just want to pee and flush the toilet like a normal person.
Well-
but no, somebody's shitting here earlier.
Go in the shower.
You're not wrong. I don't have to flush that toilet. I could just turn the water on.
It's like me the other day. I really should have peed before I got in your shower, and you're like, just pee in the shower.
It's all going to the same place.
I mean, I pee in my shower, but it was your shower, so I felt like I shouldn't pee in it, but you told me to, so I did. I peed in your fucking shower.
I think everybody pees in that shower.
Oh, it's not just me. It's not just me and your pee.
No.
I thought we had a connection in there.
Ew. We have a connection over who's peeing in my shower.
Yeah.
It's a pee bond. Why are we talking about so many bodily functions in this episode?
That just reminded me, Oakley used to be Pee Paw Poop Claw.
He did.
Yeah, because he used to pee on his paws all the time.
You know what's funny is you used to call me Poopsie, but now you call me the Piddler, which also sounds like pee.
Well, you're not as poopy anymore.
What is wrong with us?
You haven't told me your poop stuff in a long time.
There's no poop stuff to tell right now.
Well, yeah,
Other than people clogging toilets.
it's not you.
It's not me.
So it's not you. I guess.
I would own it.
What if
I have
it's-
too much diarrhea for that.
Do you think? I could start calling Emma Poopsie.
You could, but would she like it? No.
Well, I don't like when she doesn't say love you to me when we're leaving each other. So,
she's so distracted. I have to yell at her all the time to say goodbye to whoever's, you know.
Yeah, I wonder what goes on in her brain sometimes. And then I'm like, I don't really want to know.
And with that, I think we've made one whole brain fridge today. Yeah.
That's all we have to say.
Thanks for listening.
Come back next week for more shit.
God, truly, I hope not. I hope there's less shit involved next week.
Thanks for joining us, guys. It was nice talking to you.
Bye.
Bye.
We got one brain between us, don't you know? Two girls trying to make this show. Life and issues, highs and lows. Laugh it up, anything goes. With two girls and just one brain. Common sense is spreading thin. Talking life through joy and pain. Tune in, laugh and let us in. Got dilemmas, got our flaws. Spill the tea with no pause. Watch us laugh, breaking laws. Two minds might find lost cause. With two girls and just one brain. Common sense is spreading thin. Talking life through joy and pain. Tune in, laugh and let us in. One brain, that's all we got. Join the ride, like it or not. Taking swings, miss the shot, but our humor's always hot. With two girls and just one brain. Common sense is spreading thin. Talking life through joy and pain. Tune in, laugh and let us in. One brain, that's all we got. Join the ride, like it or not. Taking swings, miss the shot, but our humor's always high. With two girls and just one brain.